everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Montefusco and I'm a lover of all things when it comes to makeup, beauty, and fragrance, and today is going to be the Lancome Fragrance Smackdown. Imagine I'm like a wrestling announcer or something like that. So this video, I got some decants from Royalty Scents, which is the monthly fragrance subscription that I subscribe to. I love that service. I love their decants. No, this is not sponsored. I just really love the service. They have a great selection of niche fragrances and designer fragrances. Anyways, that's enough of that, about that. But I have 5 Lancome fragrances that I thought it would be fun to test out with you all today, give you all my first impressions, and really see if this is a house that I like or if this is a house that's really not for me. And then also I have one other fragrance at the end just because it doesn't really fit into any of the fragrance category videos I'm going to be filming in the next few days. So it's a bit random at the end, but I think it'll be a fun video just seeing what I think about the House of Lancome. So if you all are interested, then please keep on watching. All right, so first we're gonna start out with La Nuit Tresor from Lancome. All of my Lancomes came in this pink metal packaging, so they're all gonna look the same. But this is the La Nuit Tresor one, and there's a little label on the bottom so it tells me which one it is, so that's helpful. So La Nuit Tresor is considered an amber vanilla fragrance. It has top notes of pear, tangerine, bergamot, mid notes of strawberry, vanilla, orchid, rose, and passion fruit, and base notes of praline, caramel, lychee, vanilla, patchouli, incense, coffee, licorice, cormarin, which I don't know what that is, and papyrus. So there's a lot of notes in here, but a lot of things in here are things that I enjoy, like the fruits. I love vanilla, I love bergamot, I love the gourmand notes of praline and caramel and coffee. So there's a lot of notes in here that I enjoy in other fragrances. So I think I'm gonna like this one. And I also have some La Nuit Tresor flankers. I have Caress and also A La Folie to test out today. So I thought it could also be fun to do like a head-to-head of the La Nuit Tresor line as well within this video. So let's try the OG and then we'll move on to the flankers. This is not what I expected. It is very fruity and sharp, and like I smell the bergamot and the pear and all the fruits. I'm not a big fan of rose, so I'm not really getting that, which is great. Like my nose finds this to be pleasant, but I don't think, just like based on how what I'm getting right now, that I would buy a full bottle of this like at all. To me, it's a little too floral, which I know there's not a ton of floral notes in here. Like there's the vanilla orchid and there's the rose, but like that's really it. But I'm getting a lot of floral notes. I'm getting a lot of fruits. I'm getting a little bit of sweetness, but to me it's not enough for me to be like in love with it. All right, sorry about that. I had a package just come in and my dog was going nuts. So anyways, La Nuit Tresor, now I can actually smell the dry down a little bit, so let's see. Yeah, this is a like. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. You definitely smell the fruits, you definitely smell the bergamot, but you also smell a lot of florals in here, and I'm not really getting a lot of the sweet notes, so it's okay, but it's not a love. So let's compare it to A La Folie and also Caress, which are coming up next. So next up, I have La Nuit Tresor A La Folie. So this one is also considered an amber vanilla, and this one has top notes of red currant, pink pepper, pear, and bergamot, mid notes of rose, violet, peony, jasmine, and base notes of bourbon vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, nutmeg, and ambroxan, patchouli, and woody notes. So to me, this one sounds spicier than the original. This one has a bit more florals than the original, which I'm a bit nervous about. And yeah, it just sounds a bit spicier, both in the top and also in the base as well. So let's give this one a try too. I'm not sure what I'm gonna think. Whew, yeah, definitely spicier. You definitely smell the pepper, the red currant. There's a bit of a woody undertone in here. Definitely a lot of florals again, which I'm not really a fan of a lot of florals because they tend to give me a headache. Let's compare it to the original. I definitely like this one better than the original. It's less in your face, at least in my opinion. But again, I don't know if I'm gonna wear this. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this because I just don't think it's for me. And to be honest, the Caress flanker sounds more of my jam versus these two. Like, this one's fine, but I wouldn't wear it. I think it would smell pleasant on plenty of women, but it's really not for me. It's just too floral. These are too floral. So let's move on to La Nuit Tresor Caresse. So La Nuit Tresor Caresse, again, in the pink packaging. This is also an amber vanilla. It has top notes of raspberry, lychee, pink pepper, bergamot, mid notes of almond blossom, rose, and jasmine, base notes of Tahitian vanilla, tonka bean, orchid, patchouli, and musk. Again, those florals get me a little bit nervous, but I like the fruity notes. I like those base notes. It sounds pleasant, so let's give this one a try. Yeah, out of all the flankers, this one's my favorite, but there's just something about it. There's something about all of these that A, is too powdery floral for me, and B, it's powdery floral to me reads as too mature for me. I'm in my early 20s. I want my fragrances to be fun. This is not fun. Powdery florals do not give me fun. And all of these La Nuit Tresors are giving me powdery florals and therefore not fun. So none of these are for me. They're okay, they're fine. Maybe in like 10 years from now, these will be my vibe, but for now, these are really not my vibe. So all the La Nuit Tresors, to me, are just not my kind of fragrance. But if you love it, don't be offended. This is just my opinion. I have a picky nose, and I tend to get headaches very easy from fragrances, especially ones that have white florals in them. So don't be offended. This is just my opinion here. So let's move on to some other Lancome fragrances that hopefully I will like better. So next up from Lancome, we have Idole. This is considered a cipher floral, which I have never heard of a cipher floral before. And I actually have smelled this fragrance before at Ulta, probably like a month or two ago, but I remember thinking it was okay, but I didn't really get the opportunity to express a lot of thoughts because, you know, I wasn't in there for very long. I didn't try it on my skin. I just tried on a little tester and I kind of like smelled it, was like, and then, you know, threw the tester away. So this will give me an opportunity to actually get some more developed thoughts on this fragrance. So the top notes in Idole are pear and bergamot, mid notes, Turkish rose, rose de mai, Indian jasmine, base notes of musk and vanilla. Again, all the florals get me a little bit nervous, but I've heard a lot of good things about this fragrance. I think the bottle, which is like that really thin bottle, is super cool. I know it doesn't really stand up, but I think it's cool. So let's give this one a try. This one is more pleasant than the La Nuit Tresors because I'm not getting super powdery, but this reminds me of something my mom would wear. My mom likes these kind of warm, sweet florals, which I do sometimes as well. Like, it's good. I smell the pear, I smell the bergamot. There are some florals in here, and you do get a little bit of sweetness. But like, is this Victoria? I don't think so. This is pleasant, but I could also see this getting cloying on my skin after a while. And not cloying in like the, oh my god, it's so sweet, it just like makes me want to vomit kind of cloying. This is the kind of cloying where it's like, this is a lot of florals, it's gonna give me a headache kind of cloying. Yeah, this is nice. If I wore this on my skin, I would get a headache. But this is the kind of rose fragrance that I like. Not on me, because again, I feel like it's gonna give me a headache, but on other people, I think this would be lovely. I think my mom would love this fragrance. I might give this to her. I might give this decant to her. I think she'd really enjoy it. So this is good. It's just not my vibe again. I'm starting to think that maybe Lancome is just a little too old for me. So Idole is good. It's just, again, not for me. It's not what I look for in a fragrance. And last, we have La Vie Est Belle. So this fragrance is a floral fruity gourmand, which, you know, when I hear gourmand, I'm like, whoo, I love my gourmands. So top notes are black currant, pear, mid notes of iris, jasmine, orange blossom, base notes of praline, vanilla, patchouli, and tonka bean. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I'm a little bit afraid of florals, so this one makes me a little bit nervous, but I love fruity fragrances. I love gourmand fragrances. So I have a little bit of hope for this one, so let's see what I think. No, I don't like this one either. Oh my gosh. Phew. No, Again, it's way too mature, way too powdery floral. No, 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 no. This is not a fragrance for a 23-year-old, which is the age I am now. This is not a fragrance if you're in your early 20s. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. It's just too old. It's too old, it's too powdery, it's too floral. I don't get any gourmand notes. I do get a little bit of fruit, but it's not enough. No, I really don't like that one. Okay, and now for the random fragrance. We have Manifesto by YSL, Yves Saint Laurent, whatever you want to call them, Saint Laurent. So it came in this white bottle from Royalty Scents. I also got this decant with my monthly subscription. So this is considered an amber floral. It has top notes of black currant, bergamot, green notes, mid notes of jasmine, sambac, lily of the valley, base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, cedar, and sandalwood. I've heard really good things about this fragrance from multiple YouTubers. I don't remember exactly which ones I heard about this fragrance from, but I've heard really good things about it. And it sounded like, based on Fragrantica reviews, that I might be able to like it. So I was like, I'll give it a try. So I know this is like a less popular fragrance, so I'm kind of curious, and I do really love Black Opium from YSL, so I'm like, maybe this will be another YSL fragrance for me. So let's give this one a try as well. Hopefully this will be a fragrance I like, so this video isn't a total fail. This is very green, pretty powdery, a little bit of vanilla. Yeah, what I'm getting in here is green, powdery floral, vanilla. Out of all the fragrances I tried today, this is probably my favorite, which isn't saying a lot. But again, powdery florals give me older vibes. Not old vibes, but older vibes. None of these fragrances to me were grandma, but they all gave me like a woman in her 40s, 50s, 60s, that kind of age. Like very sophisticated, like is probably a like in leadership in her company, you know, wears blazers every day and high heels. That's just not where I am in my life. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, if you like green powdery vanillas, I think this would be really good for you. But it's just too powdery for me. This is pleasant. I could see this again on somebody else, but it's just not for me. I'm not into super powdery fragrances like this. So for that reason, this one, again, is just not for me. So I hope you all enjoyed this video of me testing out some popular Lancome fragrances and also that random YSL fragrance at the end. Sadly, none of these fragrances were a hit for me. I just think the House of Lancome is meant for people that are a little bit older than me. And so maybe in like 10 years, I can revisit some of these if they're still available. But for now, I'm fine with, you know, having fragrances that are a bit younger and more fun because I'm at that point in my life and so might as well enjoy it, you know? So with that, if you like this video, please like this video. It helps out with YouTube algorithm and it also helps me know what kinds of videos you like to see on my channel. If you like me, please subscribe. I've been posting about 2 to 3 times a week, just depending on my schedule. And if you have anything to comment down below, any thoughts on these fragrances, if you have any fragrance recommendations for me, if you just want to see certain kinds of content on my channel, then please let me know down in the comments, and I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you and all of that. It's really fun for me to do that. And with that, thank you for spending a little part of your day with me, and I will see you all next time. Bye!